How to get any job you want after graduating college. College is expensive. I was paying close to $30,000 a year in tuition alone just to get my bachelor's degree. Now, for most of us, the goal of going to college is to graduate and get a good paying job at a great company. But I realized that there's no books or information out there that tells you actually how to get the job you want when you graduate. So grab a pen and paper and get ready to take notes, because I'm going to make sure that you do not waste all that money you're spending on tuition. And the earlier that you watch this video, like freshman or sophomore year, the more beneficial this will be. So make sure you share this video with any friends, classmates, or children that you may have that are entering college. So how do you get to pick any company and any job that you want when you graduate college? Now, this usually happens for folks who are the top recruits during their junior and senior years. Now, I want to dispel the myth right now that you have to go to Harvard or Stanford or an Ivy League school in order to get these great opportunities. That's just not true. For example, Google's former head of HR, Laszlo Bock, published a book called Work Rules, and he's been in multiple interviews where he openly admitted that Google and companies like Google don't only recruit from Harvard or Ivy League schools because they believe they can find equally great talent from other universities as well. So now, how do you be a top recruit your junior and senior year? Well, you're going to need three things. Now, the first thing you're going to need to be a top recruit is good grades. And this is going to be true regardless of the school or university that you go to. You're going to want to maintain at least a 3.5 cumulative or overall GPA across the entire time you are in school. Now, because of the way that math works, the longer that you're in school, the harder it will be for your grade point average to change, meaning to go up or to go down. Now, I know this is going to be a very unpopular opinion, but freshman year is your most important year for grades. So I highly discourage you from going out and partying, which is what everyone else is going to be doing their freshman year. Now, the reason for that is because of how grade point averages are calculated. Your freshman year is going to be the most important because those are the grades that are going to essentially set the foundation for your GPA. And the more classes that you take, the harder it will be for you to raise your GPA if you start off really, really low. So in fact, I recommend you do the opposite. Don't party too much your freshman and sophomore years, and instead party like crazy your junior and senior years when your grade point average really won't fluctuate that much. Now, the second thing you're going to need to do is show leadership. So get some leadership positions on campus, whether that's at a fraternity, a sorority, or a club. And no, being captain of your intramural interpretive dance team does not count as a leadership position. And of course, the higher the leadership position you can get while on campus, the better. Now, the third and most important thing that you'll need is relevant work experience. So let's say you are a finance major and you want to get a finance job when you graduate from school. And I get asked this question all the time. Is it better to do a finance internship at a company that no one has ever heard of, or do a marketing internship at a company like Apple? Since you want to get a finance job, you should definitely take the finance position. The reason being is having relevant real-life work experience is far more valuable than just the company name and brand. Top companies want to know that you can actually do the job, and the best way to show them that is by actually having done it before. Now, normally when you're looking to get your relevant work experience, this is going to come in your sophomore and junior summers. Or sometimes there are internships that run during the school year where you would have to be a full-time student and also work at the same time. These are difficult, but usually have much less competition. So these top companies who have these great internships during the school year could be a really great way to get both relevant experience and at a really good company. So, if you were planning on staying home all summer, playing video games, and doing like one online course or something like that, that is not going to cut it. All the clients that I've had to coach who have done that all graduated without a job. So don't be them. And there you go. Super easy, right? Now, I can already imagine all the angry comments that are slowly filling up at the bottom of this video. Well, what if I don't have all three? What if I don't have good grades and a high leadership position and relevant work experience? What am I supposed to do then? Don't worry, I got you covered. Just take a look at this awesome visual tool that I created. Think of all of these three things on a three-way scale. Ideally, you would want all three of these to be the very best that they could be and be of equal weights. Now, let's say you don't have a 3.5 GPA and instead you have a 3.0 GPA. Well, that means one side of the three-way scale is going to shift down, which must mean that your leadership as well as work experience must be a little bit stronger and heavier in order to counterbalance that. Now, I know this may seem daunting and can be a lot of work, but if you truly want to graduate college and work at the best companies and get the best jobs that pay the most, you're going to have to put in the work and make some sacrifices. Now, as a very important note, some people think by having no work experience but doing a lot of volunteer work or having leadership positions on campus instead, that can make up for having not worked before. This is definitely not true. Companies, especially top companies, really value the relevant work experience much more than the volunteer and leadership positions, just because getting leadership positions on campus is naturally easier than applying and getting a relevant job. So make sure you're keeping that in mind. And that pretty much summarizes how to make sure you aren't wasting all that money you're spending on your college tuition and how you can graduate and get any job you want. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below, subscribe if you are new, and check out our website for more helpful tips and tricks. See you guys back here on the channel for the next video.